Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we are discussing about metallurgy topic. In metallurgy topic, the main important things are ores and their formulas. In exams, in MCQ questions, they are giving the ore name. You have to write the formula of the ore, the first thing. Second thing is different methods used for the extraction of metals, and the third one is MCQs depends on the refining process. Okay, rarely they are asking about Elingan diagrams. First we will discuss about the different methods employed during the extraction of metals from ore. From ore, metals are extracted in three different steps. In three different steps. First step is in three different stages. You can say is three different stages. First stage is concentration of ore, this one is also known as dressing of ore. Second stage is extraction of metal. Extraction of metals. Third stage is refining of metal. So in these three stages we are going to extract the metal. Again, in all these stages we have different methods. First one is concentration of ore. This concentration of ore involves different methods. Different ores are concentrated. Different ores are concentrated by different methods. All ores are not concentrated in a single method. Different ores have to be concentrated in different methods. All those methods now we are discussing. First one is gravity separation. Also known as levitation. Also known as levitation method. So what is this gravity separation method? First, impure ore is made into fine powder, and this powder is placed on wilt place table. So through this powder, when water is run down, lightweight particles are washed out with the water. Generally, these lightweight particles are impurities. So impurities are washed out with water. Heavyweight ore particles remains at the table. So that is about the gravity separation. This gravity separation is based on differences in the densities. Our levitation process is based on the differences in the densities. in Leviticus, first what you have to remember is they are not going to ask you all the process. You have to tell when this process is employed, for which ores this process is employed, and what is the principle. So when this process is employed, when ore contains lightweight impure particles and heavyweight ore particles. When water runs down through this ore powder, lightweight impurities are washed out with the water. Heavyweight ore particles remains on the windflow table. So for levitation, which one is used? Windflow table is used. The principle involved in this gravity separation is this is based on the differences in the densities of impurities and ore particles. Majorly, this gravity separation method is used for the separation of silver and gold ores. This one is used for the purification of silver and gold ores. Next, we will look at another method in concentration of ore and dressing of ore. And that one is magnetic separation. Magnetic separation method. This magnetic separation method contains two revolving drums. Magnetic separation method contains two revolving drums. Among these two revolving drums, one of the drum is magnetized, another drum is non-magnetized. When finally powder ore is placed on this conveyor belt, magnetic particles are make a heap near to this magnetic drum. Magnetic particles are made a heap near to this drum. Non-magnetic properties are thrown away from this drum. Non-magnetic properties are thrown away from this magnetic drum. So when this method is used, when ore contains non-magnetic impurities and non-magnetic impurities and magnetic ore particles. When ore contains non-magnetic impurities and magnetic ore particles, then this method is employed. Means when ore and impurities are differ in their magnetic nature, when ore and impurities are differ in their magnetic nature, this magnetic separation method is used. Ore which contains the non-magnetic properties are thrown away from this magnetic drum. Magnetic properties having particles and make a heap near this drum. This is about magnetic separation. This magnetic separation majorly used for the purification of cassiterite ore. Also known as tin stone. It is the ore of tin dioxide. Cassiterite is the ore of tin. And this one also used for the purification of wolframite. Wolframite is FeWO4. This is about magnetic separation. And another method used for this concentration of ore is Froth flotation method. Another method is Froth flotation This fourth flotation method is used for the purification of sulfide ores. Fourth flotation method is used for the purification of sulfide ores. In fourth flotation method, fine ore is mixed with water. Fine ore is mixed with water. To this foaming agents, fine oil is added. Fine oil is added. Next, to this froth stabilizers like cresol and aniline is added. After that, activators like copper sulfate is added. After that, if depressants are needed, then different depressants are also added. These depressants are generally sodium cyanide and potassium cyanide. When foaming agents are added and passing by through this solution, a foam is formed. To stabilize that foam, froth stabilizers like cresol and aniline are added. After that, activators are added. These activators are copper sulfate and sodium sulfide. What these activators will do is, these activators will make the ore particles present in froth repel the water molecules. These activators repels the water molecules so that the ore particles will remain in the froth. If ore contains more than one type of compounds, generally what happens is, in zinc sulfide, lead sulfide also is present as an impurity. If we use this froth flotation process, both zinc sulfide and lead sulfide comes into the purified ore. To avoid this, depressants are added. These depressants only react with only one of the thing, leaving the next one. Here what happens is, this sodium cyanide react only with the zinc sulfide. Sodium cyanide react only with the zinc sulfide. Sodium cyanide react only with the zinc sulfide. Then on the surface of this sodium sulfide, on the surface of zinc sulfide, this compound is formed. This compound does not enter this zinc sulfide into foam. So only lead sulfide enters into the foam. This zinc sulfide does not enter into the foam. So you are separating the two components. Lead sulfide is separated, zinc sulfide also separated. Zinc sulfide is converted into a complex compound. So this complex compound does not enter into the foam. It is settles at the bottom of the tank. Lead sulfide enters into the foam. So with the foam, you can separate the lead sulfide, and at the bottom of the tank you can collect this zinc sulfide. This is about Froth flotation process. So in Froth flotation process, finally powdered ore is mixed with water, foaming agents, froth stabilizers, activators, and with some required agents like depressant if needed are added. Foaming agents will make the formation of foam. Foaming agents are phenyl and those things. Froth stabilizers are cresol and aniline. Activators are copper sulfate. Depressants, generally used depressants are sodium cyanide and potassium cyanide. These depressants react only with one of the sulfide, leaving behind another sulfide. Generally, zinc sulfide is mixed with lead sulfide. Lead sulfide impurity. Zinc sulfide ore contains lead sulfide as an impurity. To remove these sulfide ores, to separate these sulfide minerals, to these depressants like sodium cyanide and potassium cyanide is added. This sodium on the surface of this sodium cyanide, on the surface of zinc sulfide, sodium cyanide makes a layer of this compound, this complex compound. So this zinc sulfide will not enter into the foam. Only lead sulfide enters into the foam. So this zinc sulfide settles at the bottom of the tank like that. Lead sulfide and zinc sulfides are separated out from the foam. This is our Froth flotation process. Next, another method used for the concentration of ore is leaching process. Another method used for the concentration of ore is leaching process. So what is this leaching process? Leaching means dissolving. In this leaching process, ore is dissolved in a given substance. Ore is dissolved in a suitable substance. In ore, impurities are present, pure ore particles are also present. Pure substance is present, impurities are also present. While dissolving, only one of them going to dissolve in the given compound, the other one remains undissolved, so that you are separated the two components present in impure ore. This leaching process generally employed for the purification of bauxite ore. Leaching process generally employed for the purification of bauxite ore. So this bauxite ore is Al2O3 2H2. The formula of bauxite ore is Al2O3 2H2. This bauxite ore contains either silicon dioxide or iron oxide as impurities. Bauxite ore contains silicon dioxide and iron oxide as impurities. To this bauxite ore, sodium hydroxide is added as a leaching agent. This sodium hydroxide dissolves the bauxite in it, leaving behind impurities. So impurities are not dissolved in sodium hydroxide, only pure ore particles dissolves in sodium hydroxide. When this bauxite dissolves in sodium hydroxide, you will get sodium meta-aluminate, Na2 AlOH 4 times. Sorry, NaAlOH 4 times. So we will get the NaAlOH 4 times. Sodium meta-aluminate. This one dissolves in bauxite dissolves in sodium hydroxide. Then we will get the sodium meta-aluminate. This sodium metaluminate readily dissolves in water. This sodium metaluminate readily dissolves in water. When it dissolves in water, we will get hydrated Al2, hydrated AlOH twice. So AlOH thrice are precipitated. This is the precipitation. AlOH thrice is precipitated. To make this precipitation process quick, seeding agents like AlOH thrice is added. Precipitating substances AlOH thrice. Seeding agent also AlOH thrice. During this process, carbon dioxide also is passed. When carbon dioxide is passed, you will get sodium carbonate. This AlOH thrice, on heating to about 1200 degrees centigrade, we will get anhydrous Al2O3 alumina. We will get the anhydrous Al2O3. So this is about the leaching process. So for which thing this leaching process is employed? To separate the impurities from the dissolving substance, from the ore. To separate the impurities from the ore, leaching process is used. When this leaching process is used, when ore contains one of the insoluble component, another one soluble component. To the ore, a suitable compound is added. This compound dissolves one of the component only, leaving behind another component. So this is about leaching. Next, this leaching process also employed for the extraction of, for the purification of gold and silver also. Leaching process also employed for the extraction of gold and silver also. That process is known as MacArthur forest process. MacArthur forest process. In this MacArthur forest process, either silver ore or gold ore, M is either silver or gold, is dissolved in cyanide, either it may be potassium cyanide or sodium cyanide. Then we get this complex compound. Then we will get this complex compound. Impurities are not dissolved in cyanide solution. Impurities are not dissolved in cyanide solution. Only silver ore or gold ore dissolves in cyanide solution. Then we will get this complex compound. To this complex compound, when water is added, we can separate this. So this component from the ore. Impurities are not dissolved in the cyanide. Like that, we can separate the impurities and pure metal in MacArthur forest process. So in MacArthur forest process, leaching process is employed. What is the leaching agent in this MacArthur forest process? It is either sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. For which thing this MacArthur forest process is used? For the purification of gold ores and silver ores, MacArthur forest process is employed. So that is about leaching. So The next method is electrostatic concentration. Electrostatic concentration. This method is used when this method is mainly used for the ores which contains electricity containing particles. The ore particles which are good conductors of electricity, the particles which are good conductors of electricity are separated by this electrostatic concentration method. In this electrostatic concentration method, the ore is subjected to electrically charged. When this ore is passing through the electrodes, similar charges containing electrodes throws away these particles. So, first ore is electrically charged. When this electrically charged ore is passed through electrodes, similar charges having electrodes and the ore particles and electrode particles, if have the similar charges, these electrodes will throw the ore away from the substance. The other substance, that means the impurities, remains there. So this process is mainly used for the separation of zinc sulfide and lead sulfide from the ore. And the next stage is extraction of metal. Next stage is extraction of metal from the ore. Extraction of metal. This extraction of metal from the ore again contains number of methods. First one is calcination. First one is the calcination method. In calcination method, the carbonate ores, this calcination method, what is meant by calcination? Calcination is the process in which ore is heated in absence of air. Calcination method is the process in which ore is heated in absence of air. When ore is heated in absence of air, the volatile impurities are removed. Generally, volatile impurities are oxides of sulfur, phosphorus and arsenic. These volatile impurities are eliminated from the ore. During calcination process, ore become porous. Generally, this calcination process is used for the purification of carbonate ores. So, when carbonate is heated, calcium carbonate is heated in absence of air, the volatile impurity in calcium carbonate is carbon dioxide. So, we will get the calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Similarly, when zinc carbonate is heated, then also we get zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. The volatile impurities in zinc carbonate is carbon dioxide. Like that, if ore contains phosphorus, arsenic and sulfur impurities and sulfur, these things are eliminated as oxide. Phosphorus is eliminated as P4O10, arsenic is eliminated as AS4O10, sulfur is eliminated as sulfur dioxide gas. When these gases are eliminated from the ore, this ore becomes porous. This is about calcination. Calcination is the process in which ore is heated in absence of air. In calcination process, hydrated ores are also become dried. Water molecules are also eliminated in this process, in calcination process. For example, when bauxite is heated, all water molecules are emitted. Hydrated ore is made into dehydrated by this calcination. Next one is roasting. Roasting method. In roasting process, ore is heated in presence of excess of air or in limited supply of air. When ore is heated in presence of excess of air or limited supply of air, that process is known as the roasting. So in roasting process, this roasting process generally employed for the extraction of metal in case of sulfide ores. Zinc sulfide, on heating in presence of oxygen, we get zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide. Zinc sulfide on heating in presence of oxygen, excess of oxygen, we will get the zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide. In roasting process, volatile impurities of phosphorus, sulfur and arsenic are eliminated as their oxides. If sulfur is present as an impurity, this sulfur is converted to sulfur dioxide. If phosphorus is present as an impurity, this phosphorus is eliminated as phosphorus pentoxide. Like that, volatile impurities are eliminated during roasting process. Again, this roasting process is of different types. Roasting is the process in which ore is heated in presence of air. This roasting is of different types. One is oxidizing roasting. Second one is sulfatizing roasting. Third one is chloridizing roasting. In oxidizing roasting, sulfide ores are made into oxide ores. Because reduction of oxide ores are very easy. Why the sulfide ores are made into oxide? Because reduction of oxides are easy than the sulfide. When ore is converted into oxide form, then we can reduce this oxide into metal. That process is somewhat easy. In sulfatizing roasting, this ore is heated in limited supply of air. Then we will get instead of sulfur dioxide, we will get zinc sulfate. Look at here. So when excess of oxygen is used, we will get the zinc oxide. When limited supply of oxygen is used, we will get the zinc sulfate. That means ore is converted to sulfate. That is sulfatizing roasting. In chloridizing roasting, ore is converted into chloride. This one is done by adding the sulfide, the chloride minerals ore. Silver sulfide is mixed with sodium chloride and it is heated. When it is heated, we will get the silver chloride substance, silver chloride. This is about fluoridizing roasting. In roasting process, volatile impurities are eliminated. This roasting and calcination process both are conducted in reverberatory furnace. Roasting and calcination process both are conducted in reverberatory furnace. While roasting process, the holes are opened in roasting process in the reverberatory furnace. While in calcination process, all the holes are closed in calcination process, so air will not in contact with the ore. In calcination process, all the openings are closed of this reverberatory furnace. In roasting process, all the openings are opened, all the holes are opened in roasting process. In reverberatory furnace, both calcination and roasting process are conducted in reverberatory furnace. Okay, this is about the different extraction of metals from ore. We will discuss the remaining thing on next class. Okay, thank you.